Rudzinski. This is my third speech for my communication class. This is my 5 audience members. Now, Michigan has a lot to offer to tourists that people don't realize, and I just wish that more people would visit, and I think they'd be impressed. First of all, it has the most freshwater borders of any other state in the country, and the outdoors life in Michigan isn't very far away from the cities. There's a lot of historical sites and landmarks throughout the state, and there's great museums, including the Detroit Institute of Art, known as the DIA, the African American History Museum, and the most popular Greenfield Village and Henry Ford Museum. Also, Detroit has an unmatched sports atmosphere. In 2007, Detroit was named the #1 sports city in the country by the Sporting News. This is because of the team's storied histories and the stadium's locations. Now, people should know all about the outdoors activities in Michigan. First of all, in Michigan, you can pretty much do any outdoor activity. The state itself supplies every need for an outdoorsman. You can find fish anywhere in the winter or the summer with ice fishing and with all the seashores. And there's tons of undeveloped wilderness, including the Upper Peninsula, which is 90% undeveloped. There's also tons of parks. You have parks like the Silver Lake Sand Dunes, which is naturally one of the highest sand dunes in the country. And there's parks that have been cultivated with art, like the Arts Park in Thomasville and the Windmill Gardens of Holland. There's also historical sites. There's reenactments of Civil War battles and Revolutionary War battles all over the country, some of it in the actual spots where the battles took place. And throughout the state, there's 115 lighthouses that litter the shores. Now, the cities in Michigan aren't very far away from the wilderness, which lets it be very convenient if you don't want to leave the comforts of the city. Not only is the city of Detroit probably less than an hour away from a lot of the things you can do, but there's also Muskegon in the Upper Peninsula and Battle Creek in the center of the state, which is also the home of Kellogg cereal. Now, if wilderness isn't your thing, the city has plenty of stuff to do. The Detroit metro area is full of attractions. The Columbus Dispatch recently wrote an article about the renaissance of art in Detroit. The DIA just recently did a $158 million renovation, which includes Native American artifacts of books which normally couldn't be handled by people, but they put them in a digital format. And not to mention a picture by Vincent van Gogh. A self-portrait was the very first of his collection bought for a private U.S. collection in 1922. There's also the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. The building itself is artwork, displaying a huge glass dome, and its crowning exhibit is a slave ship, which even has mannequins to show the way that the slave ships were when they were brought over. Greenfield Village and Henry Ford Museum is the largest indoor and outdoor museum in the country. There's historical buildings in the outdoor part of it, including the Edison shop where he heard the broadcast of his light bulb, the Wright brothers' bike shop, and even Noah Webster's home where he developed the first dictionary. The indoor museum includes the chair that Lincoln was shot in, the car that Kennedy was assassinated in, and even Rosa Parks' bust, along with many other artifacts that show early American ingenuity. There's far less significant things pique your interest in the city of Detroit, you could always go to the sports. Now, there's a debate on what the best sporting city in the country is. In 2007, the Sporting News said it was Detroit. This being because we have all 4 major teams, and because of the rich histories with the winning and the Detroit Sports Hall of Fame, and the Detroit Red Wings and the Pistons are well known to be 2 of the best teams in their sport. Also, the arena districts has all the arenas in close proximity, and they're easy to get to for tourists to find their way around. Now, all this is just a small flavor of the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan. People come from all over the country to do the outdoorsman hunting and fishing. And then the arts are very underrated, and it's probably someplace that many people would be surprised if they went to. Now, if you just want to relax and go to a sporting event, I think you'll find that there's no place better than Detroit. So next time you're considering where you want to go, if you're going to a road trip or out of town for the weekend, I'd ask that you consider Detroit as a place of tourism. Thank you.